Jenny, who the hell do you think you are stealing my man like this? Whoa, where did that come from all of a sudden? You wanna, take a chill pill and tell me what you're talking about, sis? Don't play dumb with me. I saw it with my own eyes. You and Darren going into the hotel together holding hands. Have you lost your mind? He's my fiancé, you know. Huh? Oh, you mean you saw us? Was it just by coincidence? Like hell it was. He's been acting strange lately, so I decided to do some digging. He hardly pays me any attention these days. We stopped going out as a couple, and he never puts his damn phone down. I barely recognize him anymore. Wow, that's actually impressive. You figured it out just from that? Did you hire a private investigator? I followed him under the pretense of going to work. I saw you both with my own eyes. I was so shocked when I realized what was going on. I would have never imagined in a million years he was on his way to a hotel for a seedy tryst with my little sister. You followed him, yourself? You're nuts. That's kind of creepy, sis. Don't you think that's a little obsessive? He's my fiancé. We promised to spend the rest of our lives together. We even met each other's families. How is wanting to know whether he's being faithful to me obsessive? Try common sense. Are you trying to destroy everything we had? I'm not trying to do anything, but let's face it, your wedding is gonna have to be called off now. I think I'm a much more suitable wife, so it's probably for the best this way. You were never gonna last, so you should be thanking me for bringing things to an early resolution. Called off? Yep, he's gonna break up with you. I think you lucked out big time by getting an elite high-spec guy like Darren to agree to marry you in the first place. Not only is he a top sales executive at a major global company, but he's so dishy, he could have been a model. He's elite, I tell ya. A guy with so much going for him would be wasted on you. Wasted how? We loved each other before you stepped in and wrecked everything like a goddamn bull in a china shop. Get out of our way. Exactly. You loved each other. Past tense. He doesn't feel anything for you anymore. What's gone is gone, and it's never coming back. Better just move on, sis. Things will be easier for you that way. I don't need you to tell me that. He wouldn't be going to hotels with other women if he loved me. That would be bad enough on its own, but to think he's been at it with my own sister? Ugh. Darren's been mine for a long time now. It's hardly a surprise, though. You're so much uglier than me. It's honestly surprising we're even related. Everyone knows guys prefer petite, ditzy blondes like me over neurotic heffalumps like yourself. Ditzy? Don't you mean moronic? You can call me whatever you like, but I know the only reason you're calling me neurotic is because, unlike you, I actually think before I act and plan for the future where possible. It's true, though. You've never exactly been the sharpest tool in the box, have you, Jenny? You've never been capable of sitting down and studying something for more than 5 minutes, and I lost count of the amount of times you were crying to me, begging to do your homework for you. You bore me, Elsa. You gonna dwell on the past for the rest of your life? Get with the times, loser. We're grown women now. Maybe so, but the point still stands because you're still just as much of an idiot as you always have been. Is that the only way you can feel superior to me? It's actually sad. You do know that guys aren't interested in how well educated you are, right? They don't look for the same things in us that we do in them. Most guys would be happy with a girl who flipped burgers for a living as long as she was hot. How many guys have chosen me over you now? How many times does it need to happen before you learn? You might be clever, but your smarts couldn't lock down any of your exes, could they? They want a woman, not a calculator. Not just guys either. Even mom and dad prefer me to you. It's true. I think mom and dad went seriously wrong with raising you somewhere down the line. They spoiled you and gave you too much attention, and look at the result. You turned into a vain, narcissistic, selfish, arrogant egomaniac. Sounds like sour grapes to me, sis. Who knew you were such a sore loser? You can insult me and question mom and dad's parenting all you like, but you should know we're all very happy. If you're such hot stuff, why is it you only seem capable of getting boyfriends by stealing them from me? Can't you attract a guy by yourself? I bet that's why you keep doing it. You like my sloppy seconds, do you? Disgusting. What does that make you? You're the one who keeps getting your boyfriend stolen so easily. I will say one nice thing about you. You're proving really useful for finding me a fresh supply of guys. You're hardly in a position to look down on me. When you're the one who keeps getting abandoned, left, miserable, alone, and full of envy every time. What do I have to be envious about? If anything, I'm grateful you're doing me a favor. Why the hell would I want to be with the kind of guy who'd get involved with my own sister behind my back? I wish you all the best. You and Darren are both scum, so you deserve each other. Whoa, scary. Is it any wonder you keep getting dumped with a mouth like that? You're about as feminine as a tractor engine. The only reason I'm speaking like this is because of you. And believe me, this is me holding back. You have no idea how badly I want to let you have it. It's taking a lot of self-restraint for me not to call you every name under the sun right now. Wow, thanks. I'm honored and privileged you feel so strongly about me. Meh, whatever. Darren's never coming back, no matter how much you cry, so who am I to stop you venting? You go, girl. Yo, Elsa, my dearly beloved sister. Guess what? Darren popped the question. You want to see a picture of my ring? 24-karat gold. It cost over $10,000. That's my Darren. He's the cream of the crop, so he can afford to treat his girl like royalty. Elite, I tell ya. I don't want to see any pictures, and I couldn't care less about you getting married. I'd appreciate if you didn't give me random updates on your personal life from now on. I already canceled our engagement. Me and him are strangers now. Aw, is someone putting on a brave face? That's admirable, sis, but I know you're secretly super interested in how things are between me and your ex. Shall I invite you to the wedding? As unfortunate as you are, I guess we are still family. Why would I be interested in watching a bunch of morons drink too much and make fools of themselves? I'd rather stick pins in my eyes. You're free to do what you like, but there's absolutely zero chance of me going. Wow, rude. I think I was kind enough to consider inviting you. Fine, you're not invited. You better not show up. You two would be bad enough on your own. But the idea of seeing mom and dad's faces after they gave you the go-ahead to steal my fiancé makes me sick. I don't think of any of you as family anymore. You have nothing to do with me as far as I'm concerned. You're strangers. I wouldn't look twice if we passed each other in the street. Fine by me. You know this is what I've always wanted. You're unnecessary. Mom and dad are happy as long as they have me. Think about it. Why would they need a rude, unsociable cave troll like you around when they have a perfect, gorgeous daughter like me? It's worrying how effortlessly saying malicious, insulting, hurtful things about people seems to come to you. Do you enjoy making fun of me that much? I wouldn't say I'm making fun of you. I'm just telling it like it is, you know? I want you to know your place. My place? And who are you, the frickin' queen? I might not be royalty, but I am leagues above you when it comes to being a woman. You wouldn't even know the meaning of the word femininity. But for some reason, you still have the nerve to try and compete with me? Do you have any idea who you're messing with? I'm the personification of grace and elegance. If you look up feminine in a dictionary, there's a picture of me. I think it's actually sad how you have a chance against me. The things I say might sound mean, but all I'm trying to do is stop you from embarrassing yourself. It's better that you understand how defective you are than go around with false pretensions. I'm sorry, Your Highness, but who gave you the right to preach to me? You really think you're God's gift to humanity, don't you? Like you're the chosen one, free to look down on and cast judgment on all others as you see fit? Have you even looked at the situation? I'm as happy can be. Meanwhile, you're alone, miserable, depressed, and constantly angry. Are you even self-aware? I'm so high above you that you may as well be invisible. You should be thankful I'm even using my valuable time to try and help you right now. Go on, admit it. You're jealous. Jealous? Of you? Please don't flatter yourself. As far as I'm concerned, you're the most despicable human being on the whole planet. Oh, so you're not jealous, huh? We'll see about that. You know, me and Darren have already booked a venue for the wedding. It's a super popular spot with a picturesque ocean view. Apparently top-ranking celebs and influencers get married there all the time. They do? Cool, don't care. You don't care? Of course you do. You're just too ashamed to admit it. Don't worry, you can look at my Peep Book page if you want to see pics of the place. I've been posting about it all the time lately. Like hell I'd look at your social media. What are you even trying to do here? Make me mad by bragging? Can you blame me? Anyone would want to brag about getting married at such an amazing place. Do you know how hard it is to rent out? Not only is there a huge waiting list, but it's also about 50 times more expensive than most other places. Thank God I'm marrying an elite player at a major global company. Best decision of my life. You seem to be misunderstanding something here. Darren really isn't as amazing as you seem to think he is. Geez, Elsa, have you no class? Insulting your ex just because he dumped you? It's kinda sad. Listen, you're free to overestimate him if it makes you feel good, but I'm telling you, you're wrong. Wow, you're an even bigger sore loser than I thought you were. I knew it. This is affecting you more than you're letting on, isn't it? You must be hurting deep inside to be acting like this. Aha, I've got it. Shall I introduce you to some new guys to make you feel better? I'm so kind that I'd be willing to introduce you to a bunch of my exes who I broke up with. They'd be a perfect match for you. I'd rather you didn't. You know Darren's buddy Evan? I have a feeling he has the hots for me. But I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot barge pole, so I'll do you a solid because I'm so thoughtful and introduce you. He doesn't have a girlfriend, as far as I know. Can you read? I said I'd rather you didn't. That's a favor I most certainly did not ask for. Oh, I see. Fine, have it your way. Be single and lonely your whole life for all I care. Me and Darren are about to achieve happiness of the kind you could only dream about. So please, don't get even more jealous than you already are and start lashing out. Hey, Elsa, what the hell do you think you're doing? You were just lurking around the wedding venue, weren't you? Are you wearing a white dress at my wedding? Is this your spiteful way of getting revenge against me? What's wrong, Jenny? Aren't you getting a little emotional here? Today is my wedding day! My wedding day! You're not welcome, so you need to go the hell away, right now. Why would you even come here? You're sick in the head. You turned down my invite, remember? Go home. You're not on the list. Oh, you're getting married today? So it was you getting married in the smallest hall they have to offer. One thing's for sure, the hall I picked is a hell of a lot nicer than yours. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? I'm getting married today, in the biggest hall. What? Here? Why would you be getting married here? Because today's my wedding day. Liar! You're a sick, twisted liar. It's only been half a year since I stole your fiancé, so how is that even possible? I gotta give you credit, sis. I'm surprised you managed to stay together that long. Your relationships don't normally last longer than 2 weeks. Who's the groom? Someone you know. Evan. I seem to recall you offering to introduce us back then. Huh? Is he that guy you were with at the barbecue? That was Evan? Yep. He asked me out after I broke up with Darren, and we've been dating ever since. We decided to get married after a whirlwind romance, and, well, the rest is history. No, you're rushing things. This is too early. You've barely even known each other 5 minutes. We started dating pretty much immediately after I found out you were getting piped by my fiancé behind my back, which means we've been dating more or less as long as you and Darren have. Does that mean it's too early for you guys too, or does your weird logic only apply to me? Ugh, whatever, forget that. Why are you getting married in the biggest hall they had to offer? With no regard for me? That's not fair. Do you know how hard it was for me to get a reservation on this place? How the hell did you end up getting the best one when I booked ours first? Oh, you struggled? I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie. You see, we didn't have any problems getting a reservation at all. Why not? Evan's dad's a successful entrepreneur who runs several businesses. One of the companies he's the CEO of just so happens to be the parent company of the company who provided the wedding venues. Which is why, with a word from Evan's dad, they were willing to be flexible with us. What? You heard me. Evan's the CEO's son. It's just like they say. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It might not be fair, but, well, sorry, honey. I really couldn't care less. That's why we have the highly sought-after, mega-spacious, ultra-luxurious hall all to ourselves. You're lying. You have to be. I had no idea Evan had money. Seems like he does. You mean you went out of your way to get married at the same venue as me so you could rub your rich new husband in my face? Not only that, but you made a point of reserving the most expensive wedding hall on the same day as my wedding? Ugh! Go to hell! Wait a sec. Is someone, by any chance, feeling a little perturbed, upset, troubled, disconcerted? Are your jimmies rustled, sweetie? Oh yeah, how could I forget? You were bragging like it was no one's business about the amazing wedding venue you booked, weren't you? I guess it's only natural that you'd be upset to discover your cave troll big sister had booked a bigger, more extravagant hall at the same venue on the same day. Ugh, shut up! Just shut up! I can't believe you found a richer husband than me just to get your own sister back because I got under your skin. You're so petty. You're just using him as a tool to fulfill your twisted revenge fantasies. You're pure evil. Okay, fine, I admit it. Maybe I did go out of my way to book our wedding at the same place as yours so I could rub it in your face. But the only reason I went ahead with it is because Evan said he wanted me to do whatever would make me happy. In other words, he loves me. He thinks a lot of me, and I love him too. Lies, lies, and more lies. You wish I was lying. I bet you couldn't believe your luck when a guy with money miraculously showed an interest in you. I know your game. You're trying to upstage me, aren't you? You're probably plotting to let my guests know that you're getting married in a bigger hall than me on the same day, aren't you? You're trying to embarrass me. I just know it, you scheming witch. How do you sleep at night to think you're actually getting married just to get your own sister back for me stealing your man? Have you considered how Evan's gonna feel when he finds out he's being manipulated and used like a puppet on a string? You're the biggest scumbag there ever was. Those are some interesting assumptions you're making there, Jenny. Thing is, I'm not marrying him to get back at you. Evan's super kind, sweet, and thoughtful, and he treats me like a princess. That's why we're getting married. It's because I want to spend my life with him. That I get to rub it in your face is just an added bonus. Besides, he knows all about what went down between me and you. Wait, does that mean he knows we're getting married at the same venue on the same day? And he's okay with it? So you're trying to screw me over as a team? He's super understanding and cooperative. I feel so lucky to have such a thoughtful and considerate partner. I get it now. He's deluding himself. He thinks you love him, but really all you're doing is using him as part of your twisted revenge plot. You don't love him at all. We'll see how long you last once the rush of embarrassing me wears off and he's served his purpose. I love him. We've grown closer and closer ever since we met. Apparently, he'd had eyes for me for a long time and was waiting for a chance to introduce himself to me so we could get to know each other. I should have gotten rid of that lowlife Darren and started dating Evan ages ago. Lowlife? Darren is not a lowlife. He's a top executive at a major global company. Global. You do know that, right? My man's riding the highway to success at full speed and no one can stop him. Vroom! Oh, what's that? I can't hear you over the sound of how well things are going for us. Face it, Evan only has money because of his dad anyway. My Darren's self-made and the sky's the limit. He's gonna be way richer than your wet noodle of a husband before long. He's elite, I tell ya, elite. You say that, but it seems like you really had to tighten the budget when it comes to booking your wedding. You spent so much on hiring out the smallest hall this place had to offer. I bet you couldn't afford to spend much on anything else. No, we're planning to go on a honeymoon together. Oh, really? Where to? Hawaii! We're going to stay there an entire week. Ah, I see. I guess the chances of us bumping into each other aboard are slim then. Evan and I are going on a nice, relaxing, round-the-world cruise. First, we go to Europe, then to the Middle East, then Asia. The list goes on, but it's so comprehensive I forgot. We'll be gone for a month. A cruise ship? Wait, aren't cruise ships expensive? Well, I guess these things don't come cheap, but to tell you the truth, I don't know. You see, Evan's the one who arranged the trip and saw to it that everything was paid for, so I have no idea how much it cost. You don't know? Bullcrap. Even if he paid for it all, surely he'd tell you how much it was. Apparently his dad helped out with the money. On top of the money he contributed to the wedding fund itself, he included an extra chunk and told us to splash out on something lavish for the honeymoon. And that's not all. Evan said his pop's even going to pay for us to have ourselves a new house built. Oh, to be rich. Surely going around the world on a cruise ship is going to cost a freakish amount of money. That's just excessive. How can you guys be so irresponsible? There are starving kids in the world, and there you are blowing ungodly sums of money on unnecessary, extravagant honeymoon projects. I bet you're only doing this to make me jealous. You're even more sick and twisted than I thought. Gotta go, sweetie. The wedding's about to start. See ya. No, wait. You don't get to just end the conversation when you feel like it. We're not done here. Oh, yes, we are. We both have weddings to enjoy after all. We'll both remember today for the rest of our lives, for all sorts of reasons. Wow, Jenny, I have never seen a bride barge their way into someone else's wedding like that before. It was embarrassing watching you get restrained by the staff and escorted out. I was sure I heard something that sounded like a dress ripping. Are you okay? Do not screw me around, you low-life scumbag. How low do I have to sink before you'll be satisfied? Don't think I didn't see it, your dress. It was the one I had to give up on because it was too expensive, wasn't it? Oh, so you did notice. Yep, it's part of the Silky Peeps Excellence range. Can you believe I got married in one of the most luxurious wedding dresses money can buy? I feel like I'm dreaming. Now that you mention it, I do recall it being the one you had your heart set on, but had to give up on because your budget just didn't cut it. How did you know I gave up on that dress? You told your friend about it, right? Well, it just so happens that friend leaked a bunch of your private information on a secret Peep book account. Who was it? And how do you know about their secret account? That's for me to know and you to find out. I knew because I made all sorts of preparations in advance of the wedding. Every I was dotted, every T crossed. Besides, you don't exactly have the most trustworthy friends, do you? Birds of a feather really do flock together, huh? She did nothing but talk crap about you on that account. She said she spent 95% of the time you were together cringing because you did almost nothing except brag about how amazing your life was. The whole dress thing was included in her ranting. What? To quote a few of the spicier posts, that bitch does nothing but show off. It's pathetic. She thinks she's hot stuff just because she somehow managed to bag herself a rich husband. He can't have been that rich, though. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had to give up on that wedding dress she never shut her damn foghorn of a mouth about. She's making fun of you for being so high on your own pretensions of being some kind of celebrity. Who is she? Whoever it is, I'll kill her. Tell me. Does it really matter? It could be any number of people. You know full well she's not the only one you bragged about your oh-so-amazing life to. Pick any guest at your wedding today. They may smile and wish you well to your face, but when you're not looking, they all make fun of you. You're a laughingstock. To them, you're nothing but the predatory bimbo who stole her sister's husband. Who are they? I want names. I want names of every last person who ever made fun of me behind my back. I'll have them all kicked out. Don't you have more important things to be worrying about right now? You know, like your own wedding? I'd be surprised if they even let you go ahead with it after what you did. You might not have noticed, but you smashed a bunch of decorations when you barged into my wedding and started flailing around like an escaped mental patient. I wonder what your husband's parents think about their new daughter-in-law after she embarrassed their son like that on his wedding day. It wasn't my fault. You provoked me. You're the one who started this fight. All I did was react. Even if, for argument's sake, I did provoke you, do you really think that justifies what you did? There's no excuse. That was barbaric, pure and simple. You owe the wedding company money for all the stuff you broke, and I suggest you pay up ASAP. As you know, these wedding halls are luxury, which means the stuff you broke doesn't come cheap. Something tells me you're going to owe them a lot of money. Whatever, like I care. My husband will pay it for me. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I forgot to tell you something. It's about my scumbag ex-fiancé. Remember when I told you you were overestimating him? You called me a sore loser, but I can assure you that's not why I said it. Sure, I remember. So what? Get to the point. The only reason he was considered elite was because he was helping me with my job. You know how he and I used to work at the same company? Well, he occupied a role which consisted entirely of supporting me the whole time I was there. That's the only reason his sales numbers were high. What? Are you being serious? You actually think I'm gonna fall for a lie this crappy? Do you really enjoy harassing me that much that you'd stoop this low? I'm sure he wishes I was lying. I heard from some of my old coworkers lately that he's not pulling in the same numbers he used to. Apparently he's in a real slump. Forget the highway to success, he's on the dirt road to demotion. Looks like he's not that special without me there to prop him up after all. Maybe if you had anything resembling a brain cell in between those ears of yours and were able to support him like I did, things would be different. Support? What kind of support? Things like document creation, things like slideshows and charts, and gathering recent data on customer purchasing trends. I pretty much did anything and everything he needed me to ensure his work went smoothly. He was prone to making mistakes, so I always made sure to anticipate things that could go wrong for him and warn him in advance. If you think you can do all that, by all means, go ahead. There's no way I can. I wouldn't even know where to start. I've never done anything like that before. Right? Who knows what the future has in store for you two now? You mean he's not on the highway to success? You mean he's not gonna get richer? What's gonna happen to us? Oh no, I didn't make you anxious, did I, sweetie? I'm just telling it like it is, What choice did I have? If you must insist on trying to compete with me, I have no choice but to put you in your place. The things I say might sound mean, but all I'm trying to do is stop you from embarrassing yourself. After that, there were a couple of issues between Jenny and the wedding venue staff, but luckily for her, they allowed her to go ahead with her wedding. However, according to one of my old coworkers who was there as a guest, she was in a foul mood from start to finish, and the atmosphere was so tense you could cut it with a knife. Not only that, but apparently word that I, the sister whose husband she stole, was holding a far larger, more impressive ceremony at the same venue made its way to the guests. She became the laughingstock of her friends, who all secretly hated her. To add insult to injury, the wedding company demanded $20,000 in compensation to make up for all the stuff she broke after barging into my wedding hall and flipping out like a lunatic. With that, her relationship with her new in-laws deteriorated in an instant, and they've been at each other's throats ever since. I heard from a friend of a friend that Darren had reached his wit's end with her within 3 days of tying the knot, and their married life is the stuff nightmares are made of. But even still, with Jenny being as proud and sensitive to the opinions of others as she is, she'd rather endure a frosty atmosphere at home than suffer the shame of divorcing so soon after getting hitched, out of fear of what people might think. As for me, you'll be pleased to hear I cut my family out of my life once and for all. And now, Evan and I are enjoying married life together. I've never been happier.
Hi, Brooke. Can I talk to you for a minute? I need to get something off of my chest.
What's up, Mom? Is everything alright?
It's about Josie.
How has she been? I spoke to her a little while ago. She told me not to worry about her. She seems to be doing okay.
Josie must be saying she is okay because she doesn't want you to worry about her. She acts strong, but I know she is still shaken. That poor thing.
Well, no one ever thought she would get into an accident like that. Her life changed in an instant. She must still be in disbelief that she can no longer walk. I mean, I would be if I were her.
She does go out more often, though. I think it helps her get her mind off some negative thoughts.
Oh, that's great. Good for her. I think that's a good sign that she is still spending time outside of the house.
I think so, too. But, she's not ready to work yet.
Is that so? I guess it's inevitable. It's only been a year since she got into the accident. I'm sure she has a lot to figure it out.
I know, but it's hitting us hard. Her insurance covers most of her medical costs, so that's been helpful. But we don't have a regular income. I've been taking money from what your father left us, although I'd like to keep my hands off of it as much as possible, or else I won't have anything in case of an emergency. I don't know how we are going to get by if we continue on like this.
It costs so much just to stay alive, doesn't it?
I'm just worried for the two of us, I have to make sure I cut down on groceries even though I want Josie to eat healthy. It's making me dizzy thinking about money all the time.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't know you were struggling so much. Do you need me to pitch in? I can't provide a lot, but I can send some allowances every month if that helps.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course. It'll help you two get by, right?
Truth be told, I reached out because I was wondering if it was possible for you to help us, but I was hesitant to ask. I feel ashamed having to ask my daughter for money. Oh, how wonderful for you to offer. You are such a great big sister to Josie.
I'm not offering because I'm the big sister. I just want to help, as family, especially because I'm so far away from you guys. I feel bad that I am no longer around to assist you or Josie. It's the least I can do for you two, and I'm sure Josie would do the same if it was the other way around.
Thank you so much, honey. You don't know how much it means for you to offer. You are such a lifesaver. I will not forget this, and neither will Josie.
How much do you need?
Let's see. Do you think you can send us $1,500?
$1,500? A month? That's a lot of money.
Sorry, I'm asking for too much, aren't I? Of course, I'm considering to work more shifts at my part-time job, but Josie needs my help getting around, so it's difficult to balance my schedule between her appointments and my shift.
I don't know, Mom. I wish I could send you the amount you need every month, but I think $1,500 is a bit too much for me.
I'm not saying you have to support us forever, just until Josie is able to find herself a job, which I am sure will happen very soon.
How soon, though? Do you know if she has any plans?
She said she aims to find something by spring, so it's only a couple of months. What do you think? Do you think you'll be able to help us if you know that it's just temporary? We're even cutting down on using the AC. Utilities are so expensive these days. Please help your mother and sister.
Fine, but it would be great if Jonesy can find a way to start working as soon as possible. Can you try to talk to her about it? I don't want to force her after what she's been through. But $1,500 is a lot for me to give, so we need to work as a team and try to motivate her to start working.
I completely understand. Thank you so much, Brooke. We really appreciate your generosity. I will do everything I can so that she will want to start to work very quickly. But, is this okay if we keep this between us? I'm afraid she would get upset to find out you send us money.
She doesn't have to know. I don't want her to feel pressured to work.
Oh, Brooke, you have such a big heart. I don't know how to thank you. I am so sorry about this. I wish I had enough to support Josie on my own.
It's okay. None of this is your fault, Mom. It was a freak accident. She didn't purposely crash her car on the icy road. As much as it's hard to understand, it was just bad luck.
I know. It's hard to believe all the bad conditions align at the exact moment. The cat jumping out of nowhere, the icy road, and the telephone pole right in front of her. What are the odds, right?
Bad luck is such a light phrase, but it was really just that. Despite everything that's happened, though, we should be proud of Josie for going through the slow and painful physical therapy. She's doing her best, so let's not try to pressure her too much.
You're right. It's the only thing we can do for her. Thank you again, Brooke, and I'm sorry. You don't need to rush sending the first $1,500. The transfer can wait until you get your salary next month.
Okay, Mom, but I can't not send money knowing you are limiting yourself from using the AC. Anyways, I'll see what I can do. Tell Josie I said hi. Mom? I need to ask you something.
Hi, Brooke. What is the matter?
Isn't Josie able to work now? My friend who owns a bar near you guys says she sees Josie come in all the time. She tells me that she seems very happy and well. Are you not telling me something? You know, I'm cutting down on my own fun events so I can save money to send them your way. Don't tell me that some money is being used for her party.
Brooke, please, you have to give her a break. She is really trying hard to find a job, but she's been turned down so many times because of her disability. She is in a no-one-wants-me mode right now. That's why her friends ask her out often, so they can cheer her up. Please don't get mad.
Is she looking for a job? She just hasn't found one?
That's correct. But you know, there are limitations for her because of her wheelchair, and she has to take days off on a regular basis so she can go to physical therapy. On top of that, she doesn't want to change her profession, so it's hard to find a place that would hire her that also meets her requirements. You should see how stressed she has been because of the situation.
Yeah, but...
Please, Brooke, she's been through a lot. Let her enjoy herself from time to time.
I'm not saying she can't take a break, of course, but I am having a hard time supporting myself too. Will it not help if she was less picky? Perhaps she can try something new, even as a part-time. There are plenty of jobs out there that allows working from home. It won't matter if she's on a wheelchair or not.
I don't know if she would like working from home. She used to be so active and really enjoy interacting with people, remember? I think she is looking for a similar work environment regardless of her wheelchair. And she wants to work full-time, not part-time.
Well, she needs to work to live. I understand it's not fair that she has a limited selections of jobs, and I really wish reality was different for her, but she can't be picky forever. Should I help her look? Maybe I can help find something for her in my field. I know a couple of recruiters who could help. I should ask her if she's interested.
Wait, please don't talk to her about work right now. It's driving her crazy. I think she received another decline from a company she interviewed for a couple of days ago. She is emotionally unstable right now, so please give her more time.
I get it, but I can't support you guys for long. She said she will find something by spring. Winter is over soon, and I'm almost broke, Mom.
I know, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I will make sure she finds something before you get into any troubles. I promise. I know you have done so much for us, but just a bit longer, please. You don't want to pressure your baby sister into doing something she's not comfortable doing, do you? She become outgoing.
I guess not.
She's become outgoing and looking for a job. It's amazing she has pushed herself this far, considering how negative she was after the accident. Do you remember? She wouldn't listen to anybody. I don't want her to feel the way she did back then. I know you don't either, Brooke.
Of course not. Ugh, you're making me feel guilty now. You know what? Fine. I won't force her into anything. It's just that I am working really hard to send you guys $1,500 every month. I really need you to understand that and help Josie find something right away.
You have no idea how thankful I am for you, sweetheart. I will forever be grateful for what you have done. If it wasn't for you, Josie and I wouldn't be eating decent meals every day. I promise to make your life easier soon. I'm going to work more shifts too.
I'm sorry, Mom. I wish I had better pay so that you don't have to work so much. I wish I was with the two of you so I can take some weight off of your shoulders. I feel so selfish now. I'm sorry.
Please, Brooke, don't say that. You are not selfish and have nothing to be sorry about. I know you work very hard for us. I know you think about us so much even though you are far away. That is more that I can ask of you.
Thanks, Mom. I appreciate you taking care of her. I hope you find yourself some time to relax as well.
I will try. Oh, and Brooke, if you ever message her, please try not to talk about work. It would be best for her if you can keep the conversation casual. Just ask her about how she's feeling, or about her friends maybe.
I get it, Mom. I won't say anything to add to her stress. I will talk to you again soon.
Hey, Brooke, do you have a minute? I want to ask you about something.
Hey, Josie, how are you? What's up?
I'm thinking about traveling overseas next month. Where do you recommend I go? You've traveled to much more places than I have, so I thought I'd ask you.
What? Overseas? You're going on vacation?
I would like to, yes. Ever since I lost my mobility, I kept telling myself I can't travel anymore. But recently, I've started to think, why not? I can still travel as long as I get some help. There are plenty of barrier-free places I can visit around the world, right? And I even think that if I can come traveling overseas, then it would help me gain confidence for what I can do, you know?
Wait a second. Listen, I understand what you're saying. I am very happy that you have found something you want to try, and I do think it's a great way to gain confidence, but...
Oh, come on, Brooke. Don't be negative with me, please. I've gotten to the point where I think my life is not so bad after all. I'm starting to enjoy myself again, which I couldn't after the accident. My friends have been great too. They asked me to join them for drinks, which helped me forget all the bad things that has happened over the past years.
Josie, listen. I hate to say this, but isn't there something you need to do first? I'm glad you're happy now, but you're an adult. As an adult, you have responsibilities, you know. You can't be serious about traveling when you live off allowances.
Allowances? What allowances? I don't get any. What are you talking about? Who gives you allowances?
Oh, sorry, never mind. Forget what I just said.
Brooke, what are you talking about? Is there something you need to tell me?
Damn it, I forgot you didn't know. I promised Mom I wouldn't spill this to you. You just got me with your traveling plans.
Brooke, did you send allowances?
I do, actually. Mom told me a little while ago that you guys were having a hard time getting by. She told me how you guys were holding back from using the AC to save some money, so I had to do something to help.
What? No way. Brooke, this is bad. I don't believe this.
Huh?
Mom is lying. She's taking our money. We're not having any trouble getting by. I pay most of her living costs anyways.
Huh? But Josie, you don't even work. Where do you get the money to pay for her?
Did she tell you that I don't work? Of course I do. I've been working from home for the past 6 months. It's not a full-time position since I have to go back and forth between home and the hospital for my treatments, but I earn enough to get by. Besides, my insurance helps me pay off for the treatments, and I also have some savings before the incident.
Mom told me that you haven't been ready for work until recently. Recently, she said you've been having a hard time finding one, and that you were very stressed about it, and I believed her because you kind of brushed me off every time I messaged you.
I'm sorry if I seemed cold. I didn't mean to brush you through. I was just trying to act tough. I didn't want you to treat me like a poor baby sister who couldn't walk anymore. I was trying to act independent, but I guess my acting skills sucked. Plus, truth to be told, I have realized that I was a bit jealous of you and everyone else who lives a normal life.
It's not fair to take it out on you, but since you're my sister, I was a bit scared my jealousy would take over my rationality, so I wanted to distance myself from you. Until now. Josie, you could have told me. I would have accepted you no matter what. I'm sorry it took me forever to get over myself. I always knew you were reaching out for me. It's okay. I understand, and it's my fault that I have dumped everything on Mom's shoulders. Oh my God, what are we going to do about her? She's been dependent on my salary too. That's why I've been secretly planning to leave this house. I've become afraid that if I continue to live with her, she would use all my money. How can she do that? Lie to me about you so she can use my money while using yours as well? What has gotten into her? It's unbelievable. Josie, I really wish you would have told me sooner that she was financially dependent on you. I do too, but I couldn't. I didn't want to tell on her. I have felt that I owe her too much. I moved in with her after the accident because I couldn't get around on my own anymore. She really did help me the first couple months, especially when I was depressed. I have finally come to my senses recently and begun to think something is not right with her. But I never imagined that she would fool you for money. Well, I have a suggestion. If you're planning on moving out, why don't you come live with me? What? I can't ask you to do that. I don't want to be a burden to you. My condo is not big, but I do have an extra room. It has to be better than living with Mom. I will respect your independence 100%. If you'd like to move on after a while, that is totally up to you too. You can move out whenever you feel ready. The most difficult part might be moving across the country, but I will help you with that if you need. I'm happy to take a couple days off for you. Thank you so much, Brooke. Are you sure though? Yes, I am. I don't want to cause you any trouble, but that sounds like a great idea. I won't be nauseous to you, I promise. It's all right. You are my little sister. Let me do my part and help you. I will do so much better than Mom.
Brooke, help! I haven't been able to get a hold of Josie for the past 2 days. I don't know where she is. Should I call the police? I don't know what to do.
It's all right, Mom. Josie is with me. She is safe.
What? She is with you? Where? At your place?
Yes.
Why didn't anyone tell me about this? What is going on?
We moved the last bit of her belongings yesterday. She will be living with me going forward.
What? How is that possible? Have you forgotten she is on a wheelchair? How are you going to take care of her? And why am I finding out about this now?
Take care of her? Funny how you make it sound as if you take care of her. Didn't you just come back from vacation? I know you have been away, enjoying yourself.
Brooke, it's complicated. I couldn't turn this one down.
Complicated? How is it complicated?
You know, I have to socialize and build relationships with people that benefits us. You never know when you will need to ask them favors, like to get help for Josie.
Stop giving me crap, Mom. You know how it looks to me? It looks like you took money from me to go on vacation instead of taking care of Josie. And that's why you didn't even realize your daughter was moving out.
I can't keep Josie company every single moment. I need to take time off as well, just like you suggested before, remember? Or what? Do you prefer that I work 24/7 without any breaks? You don't know anything about the life I live with your sister. I have my own stress too.
Well, then you should be glad now. You won't have any more stress from taking care of her because she will be living with me.
Brooke, you work full-time. You can't take care of your sister like I do. Besides, there's so much more space here. I even renovated the bathroom so she has easier access.
No, that was Josie's money. Do not pretend you paid for any of that. And in case you haven't noticed yet, Josie doesn't need us to take care of her. She has learned to get most things done on her own and prefers it that way.
Honey, you live in a condo. It will be too hard for Josie to get around with such little space. She belongs here, with me in my house.
You don't get to decide where she belongs. She made her own choice to move in with me. Josie is satisfied with the environment I can provide with her. By the way, what excuse do you have for stealing my money? How could you trick your own daughter?
I didn't trick you. We really didn't have enough to get by, I swear.
Josie told me she gave you $1,000 per month too. You don't have any mortgages to pay. You have your own part-time job, and you should be receiving Social Security. So explain to me what was so expensive that you even had to cut down on the AC. Why? Did you need an additional $1,500 from me? Go on, explain yourself.
The general cost of living has risen over the years, and I'm old. I have different needs.
Like what? You never said anything about your needs. Why didn't you want to use what Dad left you? You succeeded a significant share of his savings.
There were things I need to cover. There's not much left.
What? How is there not much left?
You haven't been around enough to know. I was just doing what's best for Josie and I. Besides, what is your problem, Brooke? Why are you being so cheap? Are you saying you care more about your money than your family in need? I don't see anything wrong with asking my children for financial support. I raised both of you. You should be grateful. I have earned the right.
Well, then you should have just said so in the first place. I would have rather have you tell me the truth about using up Dad's money than find out later you lied. Why did you lie, Mom? What did you use the money for?
Brooke, listen. I am sorry I didn't tell you the truth. It was wrong of me, but I swear I wasn't lying about having a hard time getting by.
Josie told me you were even interested in what her insurance was paying her. She said that you began to splurge on things after she moved in. You would go on trips all the time and buy new brand items using our money.
I have been using my time to take care of her. Don't you agree I deserve something back? I have sacrificed so much.
Josie has been taking care of herself. Maybe you helped her right after the accident, but that was only for the first couple of months. She had to learn how to live by on her own quickly because you weren't home anyways.
I had to go to work.
You are not making any sense, Mom. You said you couldn't take on more shifts because you were busy taking care of Josie. Now you are saying you weren't home because you were working? What am I supposed to believe? We've had enough already. The least you can do is be honest with us right now. Admit it, Mom. You just used us for money as soon as you saw the opportunity. That opportunity being Josie losing her mobility. How low of you. I will not be giving you a penny from now on.
Brooke, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to use you or Josie.
I don't expect any money back from you, but I don't want to have anything to do with you. We're done. Josie and I are cutting you out of our lives.
Why? Please don't say that, honey. If I lose Josie, and you won't help me either, I won't survive. How am I going to live?
Am I not surprised that you are more concerned about money than us cutting you out? Anyways, you should have used Dad's money more wisely. You have a job. Work and help yourself.
You're rich enough to send me $1,500 every month. Help me, please.
You have no idea how difficult it is to make money, do you? I wasn't sending you money because I'm rich. I was sacrificing my own life to support Josie. Because I wanted her to get through her hardships. I retained from buying what I wanted. I haven't dined out with friends in months. This is what I have gone through to create the money I have been sending.
Okay then, what about $1,000 or even $800?
Neither Josie or I will be sending you any money. Go work. That's all you need to do.
Brooke, please don't abandon your mother.
Too bad. You never should have tricked your daughters.
I am truly sorry. I will not lie to you ever again. Please forgive me. Don't cut me out, I'm begging you.
Sorry, Mom. We can't forgive you. We can't trust you anymore. How could we? You took money from your handicapped daughter. Good luck taking care of yourself now. My mother kept contacting the two of us for a while. She came clean that she used most of what our dad left her on gambling and shopping. Josie and I felt so ashamed of her. We think that maybe she spent all that money irresponsibly to fill the loneliness of losing her husband. Although, there's no excuse to trick her daughters, especially Josie, who has been through a lot since her accident. I sometimes wish she would have told us the truth, but I guess that wouldn't have made much differences in the end, since we would have asked her to work. It turns out that she quit her part-time job after Josie moved in with her. Now that she doesn't have any financial help from her daughters, she finally began to work again to support herself. I never replied, but she sent me a message saying she is going to change. I hope she can live up to her own words. Soon after joining me, Josie left to travel overseas for 3 months. As expected, she faced many hardships of being handicapped, but overall, it was a great experience for her. She says she was able to learn a lot through her travels and has become appreciative of the people willing to help her. I am so proud of my sister and how positive she remains after becoming handicapped. I can't imagine how hard it must be losing her mobility, but seeing Josie strive makes me want to become a better person myself. Josie seems to have found a new objective in life. She says she will continue to stay true to herself and work hard to make it come true. I'm very happy for her. And as her big sister, I will be by her side to support her in any way. If she never needs, that is.
Mariah, are you still doing okay with all your wedding preparations? Well, I'm making it along, I think. I was finally able to make a choice on a wedding dress just recently. I'll be getting it from a very famous dressmaker in France, so I'm looking forward to the final product. Really? What kind? Wait, send me a picture later. I want to be surprised when I see it. I can do that for you, but what's going on? These days you've really been asking me a lot about my wedding. I never really thought you'd care since you rarely talk like you care about weddings. Well, I can see that your wedding's going to be amazing. And the place you'll be holding it has a past of being the place that all actors and actresses go for their weddings, right? That's all really starting to pique my interest now. Well, originally this place was only meant for people that knew a friend who has a friend, that sort of thing. But recently they've opened the place to more standard weddings. So we settled on going for this wedding hall as it'll make for some amazing memories there. And because we'll be able to say we got married in the same place this actor did, and so on. Even having the ability to have a wedding there in the first place will leave you with great memories. Also, the one that actually got you into that place was your fiancé, Jason, right? I'm sure if it were up to you, you'd have just chosen any other normal wedding hall, right? Huh? I mean, I guess so, but now that I've kind of seen how gorgeous the place is, I think it's worth the extra bit of money. You're so lucky. You get to be married to a handsome man who has lots of money. You really won the lottery this time, huh? I don't really think of it like that, though. Actually, you should be saying that about someone like him. Okay. You don't have to be so boring about it. But I'm just saying you always have had this sort of luck with finding good people. I just wish at least one time you would have given one of those guys to me. But that's why I'm saying compared to most of the men you've had, this Jason guy is on top. I would really say he's my type as well. I wonder if he's really the type of guy for you. Of course he is, right? He has a perfect face and works as a businessman, right? I honestly never thought you were the kind of person to ever go for a man that amazing. I just assumed you were into the more simple kind of men, like those guys you've had before. Good looking and all, but just working a regular 9 to 5. Will you ever be able to marry someone like Jason who'll be working with his business all day and night and might not ever be home half the time? Well, actually, Jason's not all that amazing. Are you kidding? I'm sorry, but I don't see him as just some normal dude. I know that you've dated all sorts of men that might have had some cool things about you. But Jason's the first guy you're dating that has money. Hey, you should show me to one of his friends. He has to have a few that are single now with a lot of money as well, right? I'm not sure if he has that many friends, actually. I can't work with this. Are you saying you want to be the only one out of us sisters to become happy? What makes you think that's what I want? I suppose I can go ask him if he has anyone he knows, but don't get your hopes up. Thank you. I want to get married pretty soon too, so that I don't get left behind. You don't have to be in that much of a rush, Carly. You're still a bit younger than I am. And you should spend a lot of that time finding the right person for you while also taking care of yourself. Well, I want to become a young and beautiful mama. And also getting married to a well-off man will bring me lots of ease. I won't have to worry about a house or work, just money in general. You're so lucky, right? Once you've gotten married to Jason, you're going to quit your job, right? I am not. I plan to continue working for as long as I can. Wait, really? Things have really changed. You think so? I thought it was normal for couples to work jobs simultaneously even after marriage. I mean, prices for things have really gone up and such, so it only makes sense to work together to afford what you want. Well, when I get married, I'm never going to work again. You shouldn't say something like that just yet, though. You never know what the future's going to hold for you. Well, just make sure that you don't work to the point that Jason loses interest in you, okay? All you are to him is just some average working woman after all, so if you can't be home to clean the house and please him, he might start looking for someone else. That's so right, but I'll be fine. Jason has a dream he's chasing, and so we've both agreed we'd work together towards it. And that's fine, but... Well, anyway, I look forward to seeing that dress later. And once you have a plan of how the wedding will go, can you send it to me? Huh? You want to know the planning as well? That should be fine, right? I just want to know for future reference is all. Okay, but... Chloe, hey, what's all of this? Are you really going to tell me that you and Jason have had a thing together? Oh, you probably heard all of that from him then, huh? Well, thank goodness, because I was not looking forward to having to be the first to tell you. This is all a joke, right? There has to be a misunderstanding somewhere, right? We're serious. I'm so sorry, Mariah. But it seems that I am the one that Jason sees as fit to becoming his wife over you. You and Jason being in a relationship together only started after I said I'd be marrying him, right? That's right. Before you said anything about marriage, I didn't give a crap about him. I just assumed he'd be another one of those boring guys with base pay that you'd be getting with. But the fact that this time you decided it would be a handsome man with lots of money that you'd marry, I'd say that's all your fault. You should know better than to go after someone that's out of your league. I mean, you weren't even planning to become a housewife for him, even though he makes more than enough to support both of you. So, from the start, you've been planning on stealing him from me then. Well, come on, Mariah. I'm the far cuter sister of us two, and I'm willing to do anything to make him happy. And that makes me the better choice for him, right? And one other thing, I've gotten pregnant from him. So we have no other options besides taking responsibility for this. I have known for a very long time now that you're a sly and selfish person. But I never once thought you'd go this far to take something, or I guess this time, someone from me. Why do you always have to come in and take things that aren't yours? Because it's my right to. And I didn't even have to work hard for him. One day, I just happened to come across him, and we took a walk to the park, and the next thing you know, he and I are at the bar making out with each other. I'm so sorry for stealing your fiancé from you when you were so close to the wedding. Ugh. It's fine, I guess. We may have only just handed in our marriage papers, but if he decided to cheat on me that fast, then I don't need him. I'm sure you'll find better use for him now than me. No matter how you try and phrase it, I'm sure deep down you are raging over this, right? You're just trying to act tough now so that I can't enjoy the moment. I'm not raging, but rather just sad that something like this could happen. The fact that the man I planned to have a wedding with was stolen by a family member who stabbed me in the back is just depressing. You're not going to come to the wedding, right? Wedding? Right, your guys' wedding is only in a few more days, right? I'm thinking that I'll just take your place in it and get married to Jason there. Even though that's the wedding I put all my sweat and tears into? But listen, if you choose to cancel it right now, you'll have to pay a large fee. That'd be a huge waste of your money and time, right? And also, I've always wanted to have my wedding there. So I was just planning to change the name of the bride and then take it from you. I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem for you, right? Consider it like a present to me for getting married to the man of my dreams. So the whole reason you've been asking me about the wedding plans is because you planned to steal that from me too? And what if that was the plan? You really are the worst person imaginable. Do you not realize how this all affects other people? Mom, Dad, Jason's family, me? Well, in the end, it was Jason's choice, and he chose me. I never once forced him to say that he loves me. All I can say now is that you've lost this time. So don't try and make me feel bad about coming out as the winner here. He was the one that left you for me, right? And that was because of how basic you are, right? So that leaves you to blame. I'm the one to blame? Who else would be? If he really cared about being with you, he would have never chosen to leave you after getting married. I'm just saying that you didn't work hard enough for him. If you really wanted to keep him by your side, you should have been staying home every day and doing the chores, cooking his favorite food, and getting ready for bed with him. I don't ever want to see you again. Why don't you just plan your own dang wedding? I highly doubt any of the people that are planning to be at my wedding are going to be happy to hear that you went and stole it from me. Well, that's the thing. Mom was the one saying that all of this is okay with her. Huh? I'm sorry, but both Mom and Dad know about this. When I told them at first that I'd be marrying Jason after all, they were beyond shocked, but when they had a chance to think about it, they said they were okay with it. So they're both on my side, and I'm sure they'll let the rest of the family know that this is all okay as well. I doubt that means that they really are okay with you stealing him from me, though. No. They even told me that he's much better with someone like me rather than you. Is that so? I wonder if that's what they meant. Maybe that was just them saying that in a world where I was never with him, he might be a good match for you. Hey, can you make sure to handle the divorce paperwork and turn it in soon for me? We plan to get married tomorrow, so it'd be best if you have that handed in by the end of the day. I don't want to have any issues at the office with you not leaving him or something. I am really never going to see you again. Well, by doing that, you'd be saving me a lot of drama. Jason and I feel the same way about you anyway. We have no plans on ever having you around us while we're married. So please keep to yourself from now on. It'll make things so much easier. I will. Well, I look forward to becoming more happy than you soon. And send me your new house's address when you have to move out so that I can send you pictures of our wedding. Thank you so much for introducing me to such a perfect man. Hey, Mariah, are you okay? I heard all about this from Carly. That little girl really has no respect for anyone besides herself. And I was told by Jason that he does want to leave me. We've only been married for a month, and yet it's already over. This is the worst day of my life, Mom. What did I ever do to deserve this? Mariah, my husband was stolen from me, and now the wedding that I worked so hard on is being taken over. Can you believe this? This always happens when it comes to Carly. And she told me that you're completely fine with her marrying Jason? She told me that you guys said it was all okay? I wouldn't say we agreed with all of it. But come on, Mariah. Isn't it great that your sister and Jason get to be happy together? What? I was completely fine with you getting married to Jason, but your dad was a bit hesitant on saying that it was okay. About Jason? Yeah, your dad thinks he's not strong enough to be your husband. And that would make you the man of the house in the long run, right? I know that Jason told us he's a businessman and all. But doesn't that give you a little anxiety? He doesn't have the safety that some average 9-to-5 man has. And when it comes to things like living expenses, you'd be the one that would pay more while he's focused on his business, right? Well, anyway, I know that he has the possibility of coming out with a lot of money if he does well, but what about Carly? She's just working part-time right now. Do you really think things will go well for those two after marriage? Right, and yet Jason still chose her over me. I wonder what will happen to them. Who knows? I'm sure that this is all because Carly doesn't understand everything quite yet, right? She thinks that he has all this money, right? Now that you mention it, she did say that. She said that it was like I had won the lottery. Well, when she was talking to me about him, she never said a thing about his job or the money he's making. But she made it seem like he'd be the one to pay for the whole wedding. So I'm thinking, although the two of them are fine getting married, the marriage she thinks she'll be getting is far from the reality that'll be taking place. I really have no high hopes for them. But do you think that Jason would have told her the truth about all of this? Well, I think that Jason isn't in the right mindset to be saying things about himself that might turn her away. He might have even been eyeing her back when he was with you and lied about all his money so that she would take him. I think the moment he lied to her, she was in his pocket for marriage. But I'm sure he doesn't know about any settlements that might come out of this yet. Huh? That's not going to be something that'll happen, right? I think Carly expects him to do something stupid, and that she can use that as a way of getting money out of him. If that's not what she has planned, then I'm not really sure what she's in this for. If that's really what she wants from their marriage, then she really is a huge idiot. Right? Isn't this going to be great to watch play out? The two of those idiots are going to ruin themselves. Just thinking of it like that, well, it makes me feel a little bit better. Mariah, I know that right now things probably feel awful for you. And I bet you don't have the energy to move on right now, but it's going to be okay. Mom, your dad and I are here for you. We only let Carly have her way with Jason so that she can get what she deserves. We don't even plan to go to that wedding anymore, and we are going to cut ties with her once she realizes the mess she's made for herself. So, let's just support each other as we wait for the big ending. Hey, I'll even take you out tomorrow to meet this really nice lawyer that I know. You can just come along with me and listen while we meet him. Mariah, do you happen to know what day it is? Of course you know, right? It's the day of my wedding. After all, it's the day you had been preparing for us for so long. Why the hell have you decided to text me now? I was just thinking of how you might be at home, sobbing, and so I wanted to check on you. And right now I'm getting my hair done, so I have time to talk. I guess you have a bit of time still. By the way, did you guys hand in the marriage papers at the city office? We sure did. And so now I'm the new wife of Jason. Hey, you had said that Jason has a lot of money, but do you actually know how much he makes in a year? Well, I'm not sure, but if he's able to get a wedding hall like this for us, then he's at least making $100,000 right now, right? Well, no. He's only making $20,000 right now. Seriously? What kind of a joke is that? That wasn't a joke. I know that he said he's a businessman and is around a bunch of high-level people, but really he's more like a freelancer. I was even the one paying for his apartment for a while, and I was planning on paying for most of that wedding. And why would you ever have to be the one to pay that much money? All you are is an office worker. Well, yeah, I work as an office worker, but how does that make my salary low? Oh, please, I know better. You wouldn't actually be making more than Jason, right? I'm only telling you the truth right now, Carly. But if Jason really does have all the money you think he has, why would he be planning to move into your apartment with you? Well, he told me that you took the house from him. Well, that's because this house has been under my name ever since I bought it. So it seems you've been lied to. What the heck are you even talking about? All I can hear right now is a loser trying to make me come down to her level with her. Do you not realize that once we finish up this wedding, we plan to move into a new house? We've talked about living in a penthouse from where we'll have some of the best scenery. Well, that day's never coming. Jason already has nothing in his bank account, and he'll have to deal with a settlement from me for cheating. There's also the wedding costs that he'll need to pay now that I'm not there. You both are going to be living in money borrower's hell for a long time. There's no way that's happening. You really are having a rough time dealing with losing your man to me. And that's why you keep feeding lies like this to me. Mom and Dad are also very much aware that Jason isn't making much money. What? And that's why they ended up saying you both work so well together. You're also both just insufferable people to be around. So you really both are just perfect for each other. What you're saying is bullcrap, right? Not one bit. And also, here's another thing I've heard from Mom. Are you in some debt right now? If you expect Jason to be there to help you pay all of that off, I would really think again. Hey, why did I just hear from Jason that he's starting to catch on to some things? Well, I just told him. I said that he should watch out because you might be trying to take his money. But he's telling me right now that he's not going to help. What's going on? What have you done? So you were being serious about all of this then? I told you that everything I've said thus far has been the truth, right? You kept all this from me. What is wrong with you? There is no reason for me to even be marrying a guy who has no money. I won't even be able to get a settlement from him if he were to slip up. Well, have a great time at that wedding today. There's just no way I can have a good time now. Hey, Mariah, you're making more than Jason is, right? If so, do you think that you can lend me a small amount of money? I have no reason to do that for someone that's stolen my husband, right? Well, I don't need him now. You can have him back as long as you give me some money. I don't need a man like him either. He and I are just exes now. And also, you're pregnant with his baby right now, correct? You have to stay with him so that you can both raise that baby, okay? I'm not pregnant, though. Oh? So that was also a lie then. Well, with the way things have turned out, I guess that doesn't matter. Mom, Dad, and I have all decided on cutting ties with you after all this as well. Mariah, I'm actually really sorry. Even if you apologize to me, there's nothing I can do for you. I had thought that you were going to be marrying a man with lots of money, and so I became jealous of that. And with the debt I've been in, I thought that Jason would be able to help me out, or at least I could get some money from him in a divorce if he didn't agree to help. And so because of that way of thinking, you decided to steal him from me and marry him? This all seems like the price you have to pay for being such a jerk. I'm sorry. I really, really am sorry. I really didn't do the right thing. I should have thought twice about this. What are you talking about? You're supposed to become happier than me now, right? I mean, I'm already pretty happy that you took that loser off my hands. So that means you should be even happier than I am by the end of today, right? Once Carly had stopped talking to me, she and Jason got into a huge fight in front of everyone at the wedding, and it ended up getting canceled. Of course, because this wedding ended up having a different bride than it was originally supposed to, Carly didn't invite many of her friends as she didn't want them to suspect anything, and the same goes for Jason. But for those that did come and those that already knew of him cheating on me, they all cut ties with both him and Carly. And now, Jason and Carly are going to have to pay me a settlement for the affair, and will have to deal with the cost of that wedding getting canceled. So together, the two of them borrowed an enormous amount of money from the bank in the hopes that it'd be enough to cover everything. But then Jason used most of that borrowed money on paying for the wedding and then some other debts of his as well. My parents knew that Carly would never get enough to pay me after Jason spent most of what they had, and so instead of cutting ties with her like they said before, they told her to go to work at one of the resorts they owned so that she could slowly save up the rest. However, once she has paid everything that I asked for to me, they said that they'd fire her from the resort and then never talk to her again. Also, once they had finished paying off most of the big fees and payments they needed to handle, the two of them got divorced. But this wasn't without them both going to court to fight each other for lying about their situations before the marriage. Even still, they'll come to find that both of themselves are equally to blame for this situation. So they would have been better off just staying together and starting fresh. As for myself, losing my husband and my wedding really ruined my spirits for a little while. But now, after seeing everything play out between those two, I can say that I've made it out of this with zero regrets. I'm sure that if I had stayed with him, something similar to what he did with my sister would have happened to me for sure. So having Carly steal him from me only a month into our marriage really made it way too easy for me to divorce Jason and make it out unscathed. For the time being, I'm not going to be looking for any love and will only focus on my work and my private life alone. I want to give my heart a little time to cool off after something as insane as all this happened. I'll also keep telling myself the same thing my sister would say, and that's that I always seem to be pretty lucky. Hi, Jane. Are you out right now? Yeah, what's up? Can you get me some sugar on your way back home? I guess Mom used it up this morning. Sure, I'll get some for you. Anything else to get? Do you mind getting me 3 cans of beer as well? And can you keep this a secret? Okay, but you shouldn't feel guilty about it. I understand that you want to get drunk sometimes. Well, I live with my parents-in-law. Plus, my husband doesn't drink at all, too. True, he's a lightweight. Mom and Dad don't drink much, too, so I feel sorry for drinking alone. There's no need to feel sorry, Claire. They don't drink because they can't drink. I drink sometimes, too. Yeah, it makes me glad when I see you drinking. But I don't think I see you going out for a drink often. Yeah, I go out for a drink once a month, maybe. No, actually once in 2 months might be more accurate. I can't go out to drink often because I'm married. But aren't you single, Jane? You should go out and play more often. It's kind of embarrassing to say this, but it's too tiring for me to put makeup on every time before I go out. I understand, but still. You know I work from home, right? I'm really an introvert, and I honestly prefer staying at home. If my company hadn't called me over, I wouldn't be out now in the first place. You wouldn't be able to meet your potential boyfriends if you don't go out. I know, this is probably why I'm still single. I see you putting makeup on every day, even when you don't have plans to go out, Claire. Of course I put makeup on every day. Isn't that normal for a lady? I can't imagine myself living my everyday life without any makeup on. Hopefully I'll feel the same in the near future. Jane, don't tell me that you go to the gym without any makeup on. Yeah, I don't put any makeup on because it's close by. And it'll become messy anyways with sweat after working out. No, Jane, you never know when you'll meet someone nice. You have to start putting makeup on from now on. Maybe, if I don't forget. Oh, Jane, you really should start thinking about your future. Huh? Are you going to live the rest of your life alone? What are you going to do after your parents pass away? Don't worry, I wouldn't cause any trouble for you and my brother. No, you don't understand. Marriage not always means happiness, but it would be hard to live alone with your career, Jane. Well, it's certainly not a stable lifestyle. A self-employed person like me. I don't think I'm in the position to judge, but you shouldn't depend on your parents too much. You're right. I'm sorry to make you worry. I'm glad you understand. I'm just worried, you know? I do have a vague idea about my future, so don't worry. I might seem a bit sloppy, but I am saving money for my future. That's nice to hear. And don't forget to get me some sugar on your way back home. Hey, Jane, have you done the laundry for me? Yep, all done. You didn't mix my laundry with the others, did you? Yeah, I separated your laundry from ours, so don't worry. Good. Also, get the food prep done so that I can cook dinner as soon as I get home. Steak and mashed potatoes for dinner tonight? Yeah, that would be nice. All right, I'll be sure to prep the food. But honestly, I feel like I'm doing most of your chores recently. I think I'm doing all your chores for you this week. Well, you stay at home, and it's not like you have a job. So I'm giving you housework to do. All the other family members are spoiling you too much, so I'm trying to provide you with some jobs to do. I do work from home, but that doesn't mean I'm slacking off. Actually, I'm gonna get busier. So I don't think I can complete your chores instead of you from now on. Be strict with yourself. You don't even earn much money from your job. You should at least help with chores and contribute to our family. I think I bring a decent amount of money to the household, though. I guess you believe it to be a decent amount. Even a child can earn more than you do. Aren't you embarrassed of yourself, living with your parents at your age? I admit that I do depend on my parents sometimes, but I am taking responsibility as an independent adult. You're definitely not independent enough. I'm embarrassed to have such an irresponsible sister-in-law. You should understand that you're an embarrassment to the family. Excuse me? Did you just tell me that I'm an embarrassment? What did I ever do to you? Your mother is really kind, but I overheard her the other day. I hope Jane finds someone nice to get together with. She wants you to leave the house, Jane. Well, I knew that she was worried about me, but I've had discussions about this with my parents, and it's a private matter between me and my parents. So I honestly don't understand why you're so harsh on me. I am your brother's bride, the only son's wife in this household, and I'm even living with my parents-in-law. I should have a say about family issues. Yeah, but wasn't it you who wanted to live with our family? You do understand that the younger generations nowadays don't have a lot of money to spend, right? I don't see any problems for us to live in your family's mansion where there's a lot of extra rooms. We don't mind you living with us, but to make things clear, we never asked you to live with us. Jane, are you even any use? I'm going to contribute to society by giving birth, but how about you who's single? Living a sloppy life at your parents' house and bothering your parents? You seem to be an unproductive human being in society. I'm certainly not married and don't have plans to give birth, but what makes you so frustrated about me? I'm explicitly telling you this because no one words it clearly for you. I've asked my husband to tell you this, but he always says that you're very responsible. Everyone's definitely spoiling you too much. If that's what everyone says, I think it means that I'm pretty responsible. It's hard for them to criticize other family members. To sum it up, you should really understand your position in this household. You are no use in this household, Jane. At last, my husband, the only son of this family, will take over the family business. I don't think so. You're trying to take over the family business after all the trouble you caused for the family? Are you serious? Stop being so shameless. You're crazy. Did you know that? You should really understand that you're a useless parasite in this household. Jane, guess what I'm doing now? Huh? I don't know. You were still at home when I left, right? Yeah, I'm at home. Mom and Dad are on vacation, and my brother's also on a business trip, so I guess you're relaxing at home? Wrong. I'm cleaning your room, Jane. Huh? I'm packing your things so you can move out. Thank me later. Wait a minute. What do you mean you're packing my stuff? I decided that you should leave our house. Huh? You decided without my consent? My parents and my brother are going to panic if I leave without telling them. I don't think they will. They'll probably thank me when they get home. Just leave and stop bothering your parents, Jane. My husband and I will be in charge from now on. We'll take good care of Mom and Dad, so don't worry. All right. You really want to kick me out of the house, huh? Then I guess you'll have to pay $5,000 every month. If you can pay instead of me, I'll leave the house as you insist. Uh-huh, $5,000? Yep, the rent for this house. Rent? Don't we own this house? Nope, we are renting this house. We pay $5,000 every month for rental fees. My parents and my brother can't pay for our rent, so now that you're kicking me out, I assume that you'll cover for the rental fees? Why? Why will I be paying for the rent? That's because I'm in charge of paying the rental fees. You're kidding. That's not funny, Jane. Oh, I get it. You're delusional and believe that you're the one who's paying the rent. Or are you trying to make things up so that you can stay in this house? I'm actually paying the rent, though. Stop it, Jane. Enough with the bluff. I knew you were a weirdo. No decent adult would depend on their parents and bother them at your age. Okay, I'll pay. Just leave the house already. You said it. You'll regret it someday. Claire, are you there? I know I'm selfish for saying this, but could you please come back home? I assume you heard about the rent from my brother and parents? Yes. They told me that you were indeed paying for the rental fees. I'm so sorry. I thought you didn't have a proper job. Well, I never told you about my job. I didn't really mind being misunderstood by you, but I never expected to be kicked out of the house, though. I am very sorry. I never thought you earned way more than my husband. I heard you earn money from stock investments and from many other businesses as well. I never thought you were such a talented person. I'm not talented. It's just that I studied hard because I didn't want to go out and work. Please, give me a chance to apologize for everything I did. Could you please come back home? Well, I can go back to get the rest of my stuff I left at home. But I don't think I can bear living with you. Can you leave the house, Claire? I'm so sorry, Jane. Please don't say that. Claire, think about it. Do you remember all those insults and harsh words you said to me? I know that you weren't aware that I was supporting the household by paying the rent, but your attitude was really rude, Claire. Yes, I'm very sorry for my rude attitude. If you had told me beforehand, I would have never done that to you, Jane. Maybe I should have told you about my career. But I have my reasons. When people hear about the money I make, they start contacting me for their benefit. Even relatives try to take advantage of me. It's not like I didn't trust you, Claire. When you started living with our family, it had only been a year since you married my brother. So I was waiting for the right time to tell you. I understand. But after you started living with us, I noticed your change in attitude towards me. And you forced me to complete your chores for you, didn't you? So I decided that there's no need to tell someone so rude like you about my job. Plus, I knew that my parents and brother were telling you about me paying the rent. I thought they were covering for you, so I never believed what they told me about you. I don't look rich, do I? I usually only wear casual clothing, and I don't even buy stuff from famous brands. I stay at home all the time, so I understand you referring to me as a parasite living off my parents. No, I never meant to say that. But I don't think I depended too much on you or my parents to complete daily chores. I think I was pretty responsible about them, actually. You wanted me to leave the house considering your future baby, right? If I leave, there would be an extra room for the baby to use. My room was also the biggest room, so I understand. No, Jane! I was genuinely worried about you. I don't think so. I heard you complaining when my parents and my brother were away. If only Jane could leave, we'll have room for our newborn baby. I'm so sorry. I was just being sarcastic. I'm very, very sorry, Jane. I've been trying my best to maintain a good relationship with you, Claire. It was my bad that I didn't explain everything to you beforehand, but wasn't it you and my brother who asked if you can live with us in the first place? Yes. I regret everything I did to you, Jane, so please don't kick us out of the house. I'll do anything for you. I'll be in charge of all the house chores. How about that? Claire, I don't like it when people suddenly change their attitude. Like you said, I'm an unproductive human being who doesn't contribute to society. No, that's not true at all. Considering your monthly earnings, I bet you're paying a lot of taxes, so I no longer think you're unproductive, believe me. I believe you, and I accept your apologies, Claire. But I can't live with you anymore. Oh, by the way, my brother also told me that he would respect my decision. No way! I don't want to leave this house. This is my ideal home. I'm sorry, Claire. I don't think you can stay. I wish you and my brother the best of luck. If this is your ideal house, you could always rent something similar on your own. But it's too sudden. My husband told me to go back to my parents' house for a while. He said he wanted some time to rethink about our relationship and our future. Well, you kicked out your husband's sister, so his actions are understandable. I honestly think you deserve it, Claire. If you don't forgive me, our relationship might end up in divorce. I don't see a direct relation here. Your rude attitude and your action of kicking me out caused you to be in this situation right now. But your marriage issues are your and my brother's problem. I can't fix your relationship. That's not true! If you can talk to my husband, he might view our relationship positively again and go back to when we were a nice, intimate couple. I'm sorry, but no matter what you say, I won't take back what I said. When you just started living with us, you were respectful and kind. But then you started slacking off with housework, forcing me to complete your chores for you. And you never listened, even when my parents and your husband kindly tried to point out to you about your bad attitude. We don't need people who can't follow rules in this house. I swear I'll become a better person. Even if you did, I can't bear with you any longer. Honestly, you were the one who was dependent on your family. You should understand who really was the parasite to the family. After the incident, my brother kicked her out of the house, and she went back to her parents' house. At first, my brother wasn't planning to get a divorce. But when he showed her the new apartment the couple would live in, she threw a tantrum saying that she cannot bear to live in such a shabby house. So he chose to get a divorce. She was known to be a spender, and living with our family gave the couple some extra money to spend. But he seemed to have gotten tired with her spending habits that cannot be fixed even after he warned her not to spend too much money. Then she started pleading that she didn't want a divorce, and even visited our house crying, causing a scene in the house. My parents, annoyed with all the chaos she brought to the family, firmly rejected her plea, and my brother was able to successfully get a divorce. Our mansion seemed to be her ideal home where she always dreamed to live, so she had been uploading a lot of photos to her SNS accounts. My brother showed me her account where she had been continuing to upload her old photos taken in our house, and it was pretty creepy. She might be mentally ill right now, but I think she'll get better in the future when she runs out of photos to upload. Hopefully her obsession to our house fades, and I wish her a happy life away from our family. After the divorce, my brother started living alone, and he seems to enjoy his solo life away from his family. Living with our parents turned out to be a result of his wife's strong request, so he's currently enjoying his life to the fullest. I had a small chat with him when he visited us the other day, and he reflected that he learned a lot of things from his marriage with a bitter smile on his face. He also said that he was lucky to be able to discover his ex-wife's real personality at an early stage in his marriage. But the reason why his ex-wife became crazy was because I was single and lived with my parents. So I seriously thought about finding a partner for a while. But I realized that it's fate to meet the right person. It probably wouldn't turn out well if I pressured myself too much. I guess I'll try to go out more often and put some effort into meeting and interacting with new people.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.